Welcome back, my duelist friends. It's another Sunday, and another Sunday means more speed duel content. So this last week we had Ojamas. This week we're going to continue the whole Chazz Princeton thing. We are going Armed Dragon. And just real quick before, because I know this is going to be addressed in the comments section. Yes, I'm actually going to do like a little crossover deck between the Ojamas and the Armed Dragon, because of course we can. And I know that a handful of you out there are budget strapped. You guys have a thin budget. Some of you have bought play sets of the set, but you can only buy a single play set, and that limits your card pool. And you guys are doing like game nights and everything. So the next variant is going to use only the cards that come for Chazz. So if you were going to ask me for that, it is coming. I'm probably going to throw it at the end of the week. I'm probably going to do it on Saturday. Give you guys a little double feature at the end of the week. And then, so that should be fun. So just so you know, that's already in the works. We already want to do it. If that's something that you want, awesome. If it's something you didn't know that you wanted, also awesome. Let's get you guys today's deck list, though. So we are going to be using the secondary skill. We are going to be using Armed and Ready. And to basically break this down, this is going to be the level up spell, which was included in the Merrick / I want to say it was Bakura structure deck. So if you don't have the ability to go get these, you do have one shot of level up by using this skill. Additionally, this deck could have been made better if we had better searchers, but only the Earth attribute got their battle searchers. So we do not get Flying Kamakiri number, whichever one it was, or Masked Dragon. So for now, we are going to be running 3 copies of level 3. We're actually going to do like a Pokemon sort of like family climb. So 3 of the basic. We're going to go 2 of the level 5 and 1 of our level 7. And then we're going to round out our monsters with a couple of copies of Crystal Seer. Now, real quick, this is going to help try to address a more pure Armed Dragon build while not having to address the fact that we don't get the searchers that are more helpful. Let's go into the spells real quick. We're going to have 1-2 copies of Book of Moon, 1-2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. We are going to use 2 copies of Heat Wave, and that's particularly good, and it's actually going to be our spotlighted card this week. So like if you guys want some more about it, we'll do that here in a bit. 2 copies Level Up and 2 copies Cross Out. And then to round it out, we are also going to have 2 copies of the Floodgate Trap Hole. So this is going to be the main build. And again, between the Crystal Seer and the Heat Wave, this is actually going to help us like consolidate our build and do what we want to do. So that is that. Let me go ahead, clean up the board, and we'll get you guys the extra deck and the side deck just real quick. And so starting into the extra deck, again, you don't normally play your extra decks. Everything here is going to be based on our side decks. Let's start there. Side deck is going to be the 3 Lost Winds and the 3 Waking the Dragons. Because again, right now, the only way to better this is taking 1 each out and either making them diffusions, at which point I prefer the Lost Wind at the moment, or you guys could add in something like Zoma. So that would work. But a lot of this extra deck is all just Waking the Dragons targets, and we want to vary it as much as possible. So I have an Arcana Night Joker, a Blue Eyes, using a copy of the Cyber Blader, 1 Ojama King, 1 Ojama Knight, and 1,000 Eyes Restricted. It just comes down to like the basic situation. So this is it for the list, guys. If you enjoyed it, great. I really hope that you did, because otherwise I just wasted like 5 minutes of your time. If you guys want to support the channel, go ahead, click the subscribe, or conversely, help us grow a little more, because maybe you already did subscribe. Go let your friends know about the channel. We try to do a lot of fun stuff. And so that is what we're doing. And if you just came for the list, you guys are good to go. Everybody else, we are going to go over this whole thing, and we're going to start with the side and the extra decks today, because they are the quickest. So Waking the Dragon, if it gets banished or gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard from the field, then we get special summon a card from the deck or extra deck. Again, you could summon out the Armed 5. That could help you out, especially with the skill Armed and Ready, allowing you to jump straight to 6, which is always a plan. Or again, you can play any one of these cards from your extra deck. And the Lost Wind just allows us to go ahead and take special summon monsters, have their attack, negate their effects, and if another card gets special summoned from the extra deck while this is in the graveyard, we can go ahead and board it again, set it from the discard pile directly to the field, and then banish it the next time it leaves the field. So again, technically 2 uses apiece should outweigh anybody except maybe Hero's ability to fuse. And then for the extra deck, Arcana Knight, Joker, Fusion Summon of this, whatever, it doesn't matter because we're going to special summon it. Once per turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated that targets this card, discard a card of the same type in order to negate and destroy. Blow's ultimate for power. Cyberblader can be special summoned and makes kind of a cool tech. Fusion Summon of this can only be done with the materials. That's great. We're special summoning. Gains the following effect based on the number of monsters the opponent controls. If it's 1, then it can't be killed. If it's 2, it's double its attack at 42. Or if they have a full board of 3, the opponent's activated card effects are negated. So that's pretty cool. The Ujama King and Knight are interchangeable. It depends on which one needs to be out. Again, if your opponent has, all 3 zones empty, go to the King, collapse them all, has the better defense. Knight, again, 2,500. I just wanted to have different names in here to this week. Otherwise, you could have just gone 2 Kings. Because again, the effect for both of them is up to 2 or 3 opponent zones. And then, of course, Restrict is just Restrict. Everybody knows Restrict. Paralyzes all monsters on the field while it's face up and can, like Relinquish, equip itself with a monster from the opposing side of the field. So that's all good and well. The main deck is going to be very simple. Armed 3 says if he survives and it's during your standby phase, you may take him from the field and mature him into a level 5 from the hand or deck. So that's good. 5, you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard. Target 1 monster on the field that has less attack or equal to the sent monster's attack. Destroy the target during the end phase. If this destroys a monster by battle, you could send this card from the field to the discard pile to special summon an Armed 7 from hand or deck. And then, of course, 7 being the strongest at 2,800. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by the Armed level 5 effect. So again, you couldn't use your Waking the Dragons to get here, but you could use it to get to 5 and then jump from 5 to 7. You can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy all monsters the opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the sent monster's value. So again, pretty cool card. Crystal Seer, mostly a set and pass type move here. Flip, Excavate 2. Add 1 to hand, place other to bottom of deck. So again, it lets you dig. The Books of Moon help slow down and shut down the opponent's effects. Cosmic Cyclones for the back row. Heat Wave is amazing. So this is kind of like Pot of Extravagance. It has to be play number 1 during your turn. Neither player can normal summon or special summon effect monsters until the end of the next turn. Good card, fun card. We got the level ups. Send a face-up level monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon 1 from hand or deck that is listed in the card's text, ignoring the conditions. Very much like our skill card, except the skill card will allow us to play from the discard as well. So that's also fun. 2 Noblemen across out. Target a face-down monster on the field. Destroy target, banish it. If it was a flip monster, players reveal their decks, banishing all cards with the same name. And then our traps are just going to be 2 copies of the Floodgate Trap Hole. Whenever the opponent summons a monster or monsters, change those to face-down defense. And if they were placed into defense this way, they may not change their own battle positions. So again, kind of like a little bit of stun. A lot of stun, if we're being honest. Because again, we had to make up for the lack of searchers. Now, real quick, let's go over the skill, because the skill varies from level up just slightly. Once per duel during the main phase, you can send a level monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon the level monster mentioned in its text from hand, deck, or graveyard, as though it were summoned by that monster's effect. And again, this does allow us to go from the graveyard. So if you did get from 3 to 5, you use 5's effect to pitch 7, destroy 1 monster, then run another. Normally, you would not be able to then level up to 7 because I'm only playing the 1. But you could, in fact, discard the 7, get the destruction, then use the Armed and Ready skill to then go from 5 to the 7 in the discard pile, effectively still allowing you to level up. So very fun deck. This will be more consistent if we do get the Flying Kamakiri. I want to say it's number 2. And if we get the Masked Dragon, because both of those will allow us to, of course, special summon through themselves. And then when our opponent has run out of attacks, we can then summon our last one as being the Armed 3. They end turn. It levels up after we draw. So very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, come back in like a couple of hours. I'm going to talk about Heat Wave and why some decks should be playing this now. All right. Check you guys in a little bit. Have a great weekend. If not, see you guys on Monday. Have a good one.